She was the most faithful church worker.
Good morning. We welcome you this morning to Unity Spiritual Center of Portland, and we have a special Sunday for you. So I'm kind of getting up here before we start. I want to thank you all for being a part of our Y.O.U service. This has been something that has been, yes, let's just say yay. I have to tell you, for me, this has been something that has been a long-term intention and holding a space. And we have with us today, we have Issa and Gabriel and Aurora and Sahel, and we have Liliana, and they're going to be sharing some of their wisdom. Y.O.U stands for Youth of Unity, and that is our high school aged group. They are lights in this world, and they remind us of the light in ourselves. So we are just blessed to have all of you with us, and thank you.
Amen. All right, let's do it. Every little cell in my body is happy. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. Faster! Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. Faster! Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well.
Thank you, everyone, for having us today. We're so excited to be here. Before we start with the opening prayer, we're going to do a Y.O.U blessing. So, is everyone ready? Unity
Congregation, we love you, we bless you, and we truly appreciate you. And we behold the Christ light that you are.
Yes, thank you so much. So now I'm going to start with an opening prayer. I invite you to get comfortable in your seat, take a deep breath. I invite you to close your outer eyes and open your inner eyes. Divine Spirit within me, we feel your presence every day within us. We are so grateful for all that you bring us, and we are so grateful to be gathered here in this space, all together on this blessed day. And with that, we say amen.
Amen.
Okay, now welcome up Gabriel for the announcements.
Unity is a ministry based on intentional prayer. We have prayer chaplains that are available to pray with you following the service. Today, your prayer chaplains are Colleen Story and Lynn Soden. You can also fill out a prayer request and place it in the box following the service. No women's groups meeting today. They are taking a pause and will return the third Sunday in October with a guest speaker. The Love and Action team leaders will meet today following the service in the chapel about 20 minutes after the end of service. Also, the 20 and 30-somethings will meet downstairs at Coffee and Connection Hour. Look for Alex. Our fall program begins on October 1st. Spirit groups, our small group book studies, meet on Zoom during the week and in person on Sundays. Sign-ups are in the newsletter or on the lobby table. We will be using the book Living Untethered, Beyond the Human Predicament by Michael Singer. That book, along with books for all classes, are available in the Golden Key bookstore. Rev Lisa will begin Claim Your Inner Power on Wednesday in October, in person and on Zoom. This class is based on the book Your 12 Gifts from God by William Warsh. Sign-ups have begun for this class in the lobby and online. $85 for the entire series if paid by the first class, or $15 for each individual. Then on Mondays, beginning on October 23rd, she joins our prayer chaplain, leads for prayer, principle, and practice, a class in New Thought, Unity Basics, and Affirmative Prayer, both in person and on Zoom, 6:30 to 8:30. Also $85 for the entire series if paid by the first class, or $15 for each individual. Detailed info is in the newsletter and on the lobby table this morning. Path to Membership begins on October 2, and Barbara Hemingway will be out at the desk in the lobby this morning with membership applications, and to answer any questions you may have about joining our spiritual community. All this and more are detailed on the website, on the flyers, and on the table, and of course in our weekly newsletter. Susie, one of our Unity ambassadors, will also be around the table in the lobby today to answer any of your questions about what's upcoming immediately following the service. Welcome to those with us for the first time here and online. Our ushers are coming forward with the welcome packets. Raise your hand if this is your first time here today. We're so glad you joined us today. Fill out one of these neon cards that's attached to the back of the packet, or use the QR code in the corner to get on our mailing list. Virtual guests, you can use the QR code on your screen. There's a red rose sticker on the packet we'd like you to put on your lapel so we know who you are. And please join us for Connection Hour downstairs following the service.
Yay! Well, this is our congregation song. If you could all stand with us. We're going to sing This Little Light of Mine. And feel free to clap with us if you don't mind. Here we go. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. My light shines in you. My light shines in you. Your light shines in me. My light shines in you. Your light shines in me. My light shines in you. Your light shines in me. So let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All around the world, all around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Yes, all around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Okay, this bright light of mine, this bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Yeah, yeah, this bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Here we go. So let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Woo! The greeting. Feel free to greet one another. I don't know who's supposed to say that.
Sorry. Yeah, feel free to greet one another, give each other a namaste, a handshake.
There you go. microphone.
Thank you, everyone, for that beautiful greeting. That was amazing. So now to lead into our meditation, we are going to sing Sanctuary, which is a very classic Y.O.U song, and then we're going to go into a short silence.
Here we go. Lord, prepare
me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Lord, teach the children to stop the fighting, start uniting, and live as one, stand together, love each other, sanctuary for you.
Lord, prepare me.
Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
Thank you, everyone, for that. That was very nice. Now, we're going to lead you into a more upbeat song, and I hope you'll stand up and follow along with us because it's really fun.
This is a repeat after me song.
This is a repeat after me song.
The Princess Pat lived in a tree. She sailed across the seven seas. She sailed across the channel too. And she took with her a rickadandu. A rickadandu. Now what is that? It's something made by the Princess Pat. It's red and gold and purple too. That's why it's called a rickadandu. Now Captain Jack had a mighty fine crew. They sailed across the channel too. But his ship sank, and yours will too. If you don't take a rickety-doo, a rickety-doo. Now what is that? It's something made by the Princess Pat. It's red and gold and purple too. That's why it's called a rickety-doo. Now Princess Pat saw Captain Jack. She reeled him in. She brought him back. She saved his life. And she'll save yours too. If you don't take a rickety-doo, a rickety-doo. Now what is that? It's something made by the Princess Pat. It's red and gold and purple too. That's why it's called a rickety-doo. Thank you.
Yay, that was fun. That might bring back memories for a lot of us from camp days and all that. And I was thinking before the service about, all the different chapters of our lives that we go through. And some of us look back many years on these years. Some of us more than others, it's fine. But just the significance of this experience we have on earth, right? In every single chapter, that God itself lives and expresses itself through us in every single chapter of our lives. Whether we're young, whether we're old, whether we're in between, wherever we are. So this is a song, The God Inside of Me. With every single passing year, with every moment I am here, through the days of wind and rain, through the happiness and pain, there is a reason I'm alive. There is a hope within my eyes. There is a light inside of me, a burning love that can't be seen. For long before I came to earth, we wrote the story of my birth and finding heaven's mysteries, the colors of eternity. I will not stop for anything. I won't be silent, I will sing until the world can finally see this light inside of me. These days were planned out carefully to see the God inside of me.
That was beautiful. Thank you. All right. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Issa Caldera, and what I want to talk about today is how I've used thoughts and words to create my reality. This is the first time I have done any sort of public speaking in my teenage years, and I am pretty nervous, but instead, I'm going to say that I'm excited. Something I've used a lot quite recently is changing what I call certain emotions. I read somewhere that nervousness and excitement are the same feeling, just thought of differently. So by calling what I'm feeling now excitement, I can also feel more confident in myself and my abilities. So I'm choosing to use my words and thoughts to change nervousness into excitement. My family and I recently started here at Unity at the beginning of this year, and already I have learned, or rather, remembered so much. The principle that has stood out the most to me is thoughts create our reality. Growing up the way that I did, I had a lot of religious influences, most not very positive. But through all of the hubbub from the rest of my family and friends, I had my mother, Tuli, who taught me and my siblings about spirituality and the power of the universe. So I grew up hearing that the thoughts I think and the words I speak will manifest into my reality. It was just something I knew, but I didn't fully understand or utilize, and that I still forget to use sometimes. As I've grown older, and especially since coming to Unity, I've become more aware of how I've created everything around me. Sorry. Mostly I've noticed the difficulties, but also some pretty cool things too. And I've realized and forgotten and remembered over and over that if I can create all the stuff that I don't like, I have the power to change it. Easier said than done in my experience. I have not known myself to be a very patient person, and often when I try to change my experiences and circumstances, I feel really good about it for maybe a day, then I fall right back into my old thought patterns of lack and unease. It's hard to change all the ways I think and feel, to recognize when I think something negative, like I don't have enough money, or I don't like how I look, or I have this sickness or that, and be able to change it. It's been a long process, and I know that I will be going through this process for the rest of my life, so I guess I can call it a journey now. I just recently got a job offer from Mod Pizza, and let me tell you, the journey I've gone through to get there has not been easy or most fun for me. After graduating high school a year ago, I wanted to get a job as soon as possible. Okay, I did want some time to enjoy just having graduated high school, but I wanted to have a job by the fall. Maybe I should have been a little more specific to the universe, because now I have a job right before fall, just a year later than I planned. Last year, I went through some pretty tough times that I'm still not sure were really necessary, but I've decided to sort of trust the process of the universe. I suppose what I've always wanted was to get better at manifestation, and last year I manifested the perfect opportunities, plural. I got to learn how to manifest things I wanted by not having those things, and how to manifest being happy by going through one of the worst depressive states I've ever been in. Even knowing how to get out of my own way, I still couldn't seem to do it, or rather, feel it. I knew I needed to trust the universe and myself, but I couldn't seem to feel trust, so I would just give up. It was only in the middle of spring this year, a little after we started going to Unity, that I realized that I was literally manifesting being depressed. I had known intellectually that I must be manifesting it all, but it began to gradually come to the surface. It was like a switch in my head that made me fully remember everything I was taught. I would have more days of feeling happy, or it would be easier to become happy when I fell into depressive episodes. I started opening myself up to more opportunities and decided, very last minute, to go to Y.O.U camp. I'd never been to any kind of camp before and was very nervous, but also very excited. Because at 18, it was my last chance to ever be a camper, I decided right then that I was going to allow myself to be outgoing and a little weird. Okay, a lot weird. I chose to manifest having fun and having lots of friends, and I definitely did. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had, right along with my second and last Y.O.U camp a few weeks ago. Crazily enough, a few days after this last camp, I decided to submit an application online to work for Mod, and promptly forgot about it, for the most part. A few weeks later, when I was sure they'd forgotten about me and I was just focusing on enjoying my life as it was, one of the key factors in manifesting, I received a message from the general manager at Mod asking me for an interview in 3 days. 3 days! I had never had a job interview in my life. But just like with now, I chose to turn my nervousness into excitement. I chose to trust/manifest that I would be a good addition for them, that I would say just the right things, and that if this job was meant for me, I could not lose it, and if it wasn't, that I didn't want it and something better would come along. And to my absolute delight, I met with the general manager and we hit it off right away. We started bonding over our interests and our weirdness, and that was something I'd been manifesting for a long time, that I would have a boss that I truly enjoyed working with and was nice and funny, and now I'm so excited to start working with them. I'm truly thankful to Unity and the Y.O.U group for helping me feel more in tune with myself and the universe. So thank you all. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much, Issa. Hello, I'm Aurora Jarvie, and I have been going to Unity as long as I can remember. I have grown up in this wonderful place of worship, and I'm so happy that I am able to use what I have learned here in the real world to bring Unity's shining light to everyone that I can. If I had to pick one of my favorite Unity principles, I would definitely have to go with the 5th Unity principle, which is, through thoughts, words, and actions, we live the truth we know. One of the reasons I picked this principle is because I am the kind of person to have my future planned out, and I always think about it, but I am not the best with acting with my thoughts. I feel like I'm always leading up to big ideas, and then when I get to them, I panic. Whenever this happens to me, I like to think back to that principle and try my hardest to push myself in the right direction and accomplish my set goals. Another reason I've picked out this Unity principle is because living your truth is something that I believe everyone should do. I feel the 5th Unity principle, through thoughts, words, and actions, we live the truth we know, represents that idea greatly. Speaking your own mind and standing up for what you believe in is a great power people have and should be used for the greater good of humanity. Whenever I need courage to talk about something that holds a special place in my heart, I think back to that 5th Unity principle and gain my confidence. The last reason on why I picked this principle is because having a loving place to go, where I feel safe, where I feel loved, and where I feel appreciated is one of the greater joys in life. The 5th Unity principle shows this idea because the action of coming to Unity every Sunday is putting my actions, or our actions, into significant truth and living with divine love. I am grateful that I get to experience this divine love with all of you and have this place where I can call home. I would like to thank my mother, Jill, for taking me to Unity every Sunday, and I'd like to thank my grandmother, Gloria Jarvie, for introducing us.
Thank you, Aurora. I'm Liliana Jacobson, and I've been going here since I moved here, which I don't remember when that was, but I do know that I was young enough to not remember, so there's that. And today I wanted to talk about my experience with change, because in the past year, I've gone through a lot of that. And I also wanted to talk about 2 of the 12 powers, zeal and understanding, and the 3rd of the 5 principles, we are co-creators with God, creating reality through thoughts held in mind. An easier version of that would be, you can choose how to react. I remember when I was told the 3rd principle, or at least a version of it when I was younger, it was something like, you can choose how to feel, or your thoughts create your reality. Being little, I didn't like this very much because I did not understand it at all. I was very confused. I didn't understand how could my thoughts change what's happening to me, or how could I change how I feel about something. Since then, I've gotten not only older and more wise, but also I've gone through more changes, which I think definitely helps with that. And I wanted to talk mostly about the biggest one, which is that my parents split up about a year ago. And now I switch between houses every couple of days with my sister, who's over there, Vivian, hi! And yeah, I remember when it first started out, I didn't like thinking about it. I didn't think I was affected by it at all. I didn't want to talk about it. I hated it when people brought it up. And I just wanted to ignore the whole situation because I thought that if I ignored it, then maybe it would go away. Of course it didn't. Um, and eventually, of course, bottling up all my emotions eventually led me to I can't think of the word, explode? Sure, yeah. And I went through a very hard time. There was a time when all I could think about was what was happening. I didn't know what to do, and I felt really bummed out. And over about 3 months, I went back and forth and back and forth. I was really sad. I didn't know what to do, and then I was like, yeah, things are okay, and then I was back to sad, and it went on like that for about 3 months. Actually, though, through those 3 months, want to know what I really loved? My favorite day of the entire week was Sunday. I loved coming here so much because for a little bit I could forget, and I had people around me who loved me, and I had these kind words that were given to me, and I didn't feel annoyed when I was reminded about what was happening. Eventually, I got sick of how I was feeling. I didn't like it anymore, and I was tired of feeling angry at myself. I was tired of pitying myself, and I was done with it. Of course, I couldn't change my mindset immediately. If you can do that, that's really impressive. Go you. But I could not do that, unfortunately, so it took a lot of time and it took a lot of work, but eventually I was able to get better. The reminders of my situation would come up and I was able to deal with them better. I had more skills and I had more ways to cope. I was able to understand that yes, my situation was hard. Did it make me feel bad? Yes. But was I going to let it weigh me down? No. I stopped being mad at the reminders. I understood. It's one of the words that I'm talking about here. I understood that it was something I couldn't control, which, by the way, is why most people don't like change, because you can't control it, which is terrifying. But I had to accept that I could not control this, and I could grieve the change, and then I could move on. Since then, I've gone through more changes. My dad has moved, and I still see him every couple of days with my sister. And I also started high school after being homeschooled for 7 years. Yeah, which actually it's not as scary as I thought it would be yet. I'm not sure, but we're getting there, and I've been feeling a lot better. So yeah, change is scary. You can't control it, and it's just gonna happen because that's just how things work. People, places, times, relationships, school, work, it all changes, and you have to understand that change will come, and then you can absolutely grieve it. It's good to grieve it, and then you can move on. Just try, what I've tried to done is, that didn't work. What I've tried to do is not let that change and grief consume me, because I still want to live my life. And I can choose how to react after that change comes, and then I can move on, and I can continue to live my life full of zeal. So yeah, that's my thing.
That was great. Thank you, Liliana. Hello, everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Sahel. I have been attending Unity for about 9 years, so since I was in 2nd grade, and this is my 3rd year as a Y.O.U.er. When we first got asked to do this service and we were brainstorming ideas, we came up with the idea of talking about the 12 powers and the 5 unity principles. I knew exactly what I was going to do, like, then and there. So I decided to talk about the 3rd and the 4th unity principle, which are our thoughts create reality, and affirmation, prayer, and meditation. So When me and my mom started coming here, my mom would always tell me, pray to your angels, affirm your angels, meditate, especially when I was having a bad day or I was sad. She would always tell me, pray to your angels. And for us, our angels are our family who are no longer physically with us. So she would tell me, your grandma's watching over you, she's guiding you. And yeah, so that was, at first I didn't understand it, but I came to realize that they're watching over us. So when I was feeling like very sad and lonely during lockdown, and it was just a hard time because I just felt like I was only stuck in the house and stuck in my room and not talking to anyone, not seeing any friends, I would pray to my angels and I would ask them that I would be able to see my friends again and I would be able to get out of the house and go to school and go to a restaurant. So I prayed that I wouldn't feel sad anymore. I prayed that I wouldn't feel lonely anymore. I asked my angels to guide me and guide my family through COVID. So that brings me to our thoughts create reality. After the lockdown got lifted and after I started going back to school and the mask mandates were lifted and we all came back to camp, it became such a happy time because I was so happy I got to come back to church, come back in person and see everyone and come up here and to pray with everyone, and it was such a nice, amazing time. So when I was praying that I would meet friends and make more friends that really uplifted me, I was in a hard time, but when we came back here and we were in this place, and I met and reconnected with the friends that are just so uplifting and so genuine, I realized that this is what I had been manifesting and this is what I had been praying for. These people and this feeling of joy. And for that, I'm like eternally grateful for my spirit guides. I'm eternally grateful for my family who's not physically with me anymore, but who is guiding me. I'm grateful that they helped me create this reality where I am in a place where people love me and people uplift me. And I'm also very grateful for my mom for repeating those things to me and telling me to pray, because without that, I wouldn't have manifested this reality into my life. So, thank you.
And now it is time for our love offering. Our ushers will come around with the basket. There are many ways of giving to your community. You can go online, through text and email, and just want to bless all the offerings. Divine love blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you. We will be singing a Y.O.U. song while the ushers go around called the Penny Song.
Love is something if you give it away, give it away, give it away. Love is something if you give it away, you'll end up having more. It's just like a magic penny, hold on tight and you won't have any. Lend it, spend it, you'll have so many, they'll roll all over the floor. Love is something if you give it away, give it away, give it away. Love is something if you give it away, you'll end up having more. It's just like a magic penny. Hold on tight and you won't have any. Lend it, spend it, and you'll have so many. They'll roll all over the floor. Love is something if you give it away. Give it away. Give it away. Love is something if you give it away. You'll end up having more.
I'm going to go up now, and we get to say thank you, thank you, thank you to each of you. I want to talk for a moment. I don't know if you all know how much love you have from our community. I will get through this, but I just want to, do you realize how much courage it takes to sing Ricky Dandu from Ricky Dandu from the platform? And I just want to say your authenticity with us, your willingness to share part of you touches every one of us. Who you are is a creation of the infinite. We know that and we see that, and we get to find it mirrored in ourselves. And so from all of us, I just want to say that meant so much to us. I don't know how many of you are aware that what our youth learn and what moves into them is this idea that the powers they have within them. And that is the power of faith, it's a power of will, it's a power of understanding, it's a power of imagination, it's a power of zeal, it's the power, absolute power, it's strength, it's love, it's, what is it? It is order, and it is, why am I forgetting what this is? Wisdom. Oh, I forgot wisdom. And it is renunciation, letting go. And it is the power of life. And realizing that God, the vibration of the universe, is in you is what you shared with us. And I just want to say thank you so much for that. We are eternally blessed. We are eternally blessed. And we are going to, and Gabriel, by the way, thank you for learning those announcements. I have to say, do you know announcements are not always the funnest thing in the world to do? And I am so grateful that you were willing to share them with us and learn them, because that's part of what we do.
Thank you. And now we're going to sing our youth hymn.
You are the star of the morning. You are heaven smiling at us. You're God's gift of tomorrow. And how we love you, oh, how we love you. You are the star of the morning. You are heaven smiling at us. You're God's gift of tomorrow. And how we love you, yes, how we love you.
And by the way, Liliana, you started at 4. So that's why you don't remember it. I think you were about 4 when you came. So, and Aurora, I think it was about this big. So it's when kids have that opportunity of finding that from birth and are filled with it, what a difference it makes in our lives. Gina, thank you for being with our youth today.
This morning we talked about how God is energy and life flowing through every one of us. And we went out to our special garden and looked at all the different flowers and plants and how God life expresses itself in plants and in the bees and in ourselves. So that's what we learned about today.
Thank you. All right. And many of you may have met Barbara Selvaggi. She is our base of our youth and family ministry. Are you going to stand up, please? What Barbara does and the vision she holds is that every youth that walks through these doors knows the truth that they have that infinite power within them. and you can see what happens. Even Issa, congratulations. You walked in here and allowed yourself to be fit, just to know the truth of who you are, and that is so powerful. And Sahel was the one who went to Unity Village this year and got to be with youth from all over the country, just allowing that. Do we have any other teachers who have been a part of this? I know, where's Nick Muncie Jarvis, by the way? Nick Muncie Jarvis is with us. You have to stand. He's with us today. Nick Muncie Jarvis is the regional coordinator. So when these youth go to their camps, the high schoolers, he is the one who oversees that, puts them together, and is holding a sacred space for them. And Grace Muncie Jarvis, do you want to stand? And who else? And Lori, who else do we have? Who else do we have? Oh wait, you guys are up in the balcony. Okay, we've got Lucas and Krista up in the balcony, and others these are beings who have held a space for our youth. And if that's something you're interested in, it's a powerful, powerful process. The class that I'm starting in October, Claim Your Inner Power, is these 12 powers. I live my life with it. I did it this morning before I came in here, knowing and claiming that I am faith. By the way, I did forget wisdom. I don't know how, but I use this meditation every day, and I just want to invite you, if that's something you're interested in, whether you use it in your own life or you want to work with our kids, the ability to know that the universe is expressing through us is such a deep and important part. So we are going to invite you to join us downstairs for Connection Hour. I'm trusting our youth will be there, thrilled to meet you. They're also going to be having a line here as we leave the sanctuary. Our chaplains will be here to pray with you. And we're going to go next to...
Hello, everyone, again. Thank you so much for letting us do this. We truly appreciate it, and I'm sure all of us would like to come back and do this again. Now, I would like you to stand up and join together to sing our peace song.
Here we go. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, and peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And now for our unity prayer. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Now we're gonna sing our youth out.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for this day. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this day. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this day. this day.